You are live. Hello, everyone. I'm always just going to read that. I feel that's the best way to start it. Just, you are live. Where's the thinker? Oh, do you know what? I've got my tabs the wrong way around. Everything's going to go wrong with this because I'm fucking stoned up. It's been a long time since we did one of these stoned, isn't it? I can't fucking wait. How long's it been? I don't know since I've done a live chat stoned. 4 or 5 live chats, probably 6, 7 weeks. A long time. Do you know what? I need to remember all the stuff. So for the first 2 minutes, you're just supposed to waffle shit so people can get in and then they don't miss a start. So what I've decided to do now, which I always think is like a good thing, is come in and then, do you know what? I've left the TV on in the other room and I feel like it's distracting me. So come in and then Instagram the thing onto my story. And that like kills enough time for 2 minutes. But then sometimes I can go over. Put that picture on. There he is. Yes, MMA. Yes, Stefan. Yes, Percy. Who else is here? Is that it? Where's all my regulars? Where's Supreme? Where the fuck is everybody? How deflating was that result? The Liverpool result. I hate not beating them. And I've come accustomed to beating them now. That was sad. What am I putting on this? Hang on. Link. This is all so much harder. Yes, Supreme. Yes, Harry. Yes, Rob. Everyone's back. All the boys are back. Hang on. Right, we're nearly ready to go. 1.5 minutes. I've got some good questions, you know. Dog poo shit, wasn't it? How terrible was it? I didn't watch the first 20 minutes, 30 minutes. You know what happened? We put on that last Christmas, the film with Khaleesi. Do you know what I mean? Episode 12. And I fell asleep for the start of that, woke up, and Liverpool were kicking off in half an hour. So I said to Meg, you can have the TV for half an hour, the Liverpool game's going on. Fell asleep again, woke up, and she didn't wake me up at 4:30. Woke up at I think it was like 5:05. And I said, right, come on, put the Liverpool game on. So I had a nap for 3 hours on the couch. Rob, no, I'm not ready to admit Nunes is shit. I think, right, do you know how sometimes, right, you have strikers who don't even do well for 1-2 seasons, and then they just hit it off and they're unbelievable, and everyone's like, forgets how bad they were. Like people like Drogba, and that Drogba started off slow, if I remember correctly, and stuff, and now he's should have spun my ticket 3-ton. Do you know what? It's days like today, Stefan, that I always think, could I be arsed being in the fucking ground? No way. I would have hated that game. I'm still rough today, not as rough. I went to the gym this morning. I dragged myself to the gym, so I went fucking. This is the only bad thing about the live chats when I'm stoned is I need to turn the TV off. I can hear Leon Edwards doing his post-fight press conference, but I keep getting distracted because I want to hear what he's saying. So I need to turn it off one sec. Oh, this is a bad start. Right, get Leon Edwards off. Or maybe I should go in the front room. And watch Leon Edwards. I hate this background. I used to got a bit worried when he said, and he's still waiting. No, I'm not cancelling. They won't cancel. There won't be one next week because when's Christmas Eve? Is Christmas Eve next week? Hang on, let me check. Christmas Eve next week, so there won't be one next week. Do you know what I need to do for next week? Right, so next week's the 24th, but I've been saying do this for ages and I've never done it. Because I'm not going to do one next week, I'll do. That was good for morale. After a boss few days in Brussels, that was not good. Yeah, it was shit, that wasn't it? But what I'm going to do is I'll do something that's like an hour long of the best questions we've answered on all the live chats up until now, and then I can put that out on Christmas Eve because I'm obviously not doing a live chat on Christmas Eve. Dress up as Santa next Friday. What's the Friday? The 22nd? I suppose I could do a Friday one. Get a Woogs neon sign behind you fully get into the steam. Yeah, I need something here. Do you know what it is? So when we was in the other house, I feel like even just the little backgrounds were well better than this. Do you know what I mean? Like if I did them downstairs, I had the little mirror and that in the background. And if I did them upstairs, it was the fucking wardrobes. I feel like this is just like, it seems like a fucking, like some sort of medical center. Yes, Terry. Me and Terry made up yesterday in the watch alongs. How much of a disaster were them watch alongs? You know what? Why don't I just, what are we doing here, guys? I think it's because I'm stoned. I just want to be more comfortable. I haven't gone. Chill out, everyone. Let's get out of here. We don't need to be in here. We can be in here. How much better is this going to be? Why am I sat in the kitchen at a table straight up when I can be here? Look at this. What am I doing? I've got Leon Edwards on the TV. How do I turn my brightness up? I'm stoned out of my head, Terry. Yeah, yes, the boys, right. Or maybe there's some girls in here. Do you reckon there's any girls? Could you believe a girl jumped on the fucking... Listen, we are going to get into the questions. We've got no time limit today to make up for the lost weeks. Did you see the fucking bird jumped on the what's it called yesterday? Yeah, but did you see a girl jumped on what they called space on Twitter? Them spaces on Twitter, mate, are the worst piece of shit of all time. Listen to it, right? Listen to this, yeah. That space was open. So even if you just wanted to give me shit, think how many people give me shit on Twitter every day, yeah? They could have just joined that space at any time. They could have got in at any time they wanted to at that space because it was open. I accepted every single person request and nobody would speak. Nobody would jump on the mic. Just me and that Jay. And then I got a request off some girl called Laura. And she come in and she was chatting about the UFC, but she said she doesn't like UFC. She just likes Paddy. Is that lad in whose question you've owed for about 2 months? Yeah, he's here. Paddy's here. And I've got his question. It's the first question. It's about Liverpool and the title race. But JJ's crying upstairs. I feel like that's why I was in the kitchen. But Meg's upstairs. He does this when Meg. I might have to go back in the kitchen. I can just hear him crying now. I'm gonna have to go back. I might have to move again. We're gonna have to move again. Maybe that's why I wasn't in the front room. I could just hear him crying. But he does this when it's just me putting him to bed. He's that was well more chilling in there. When it's just me putting him to bed, he's the softest. He just goes straight to sleep, doesn't cry, nothing. But when he's had a full day with me and Meg together, so like, what am I doing? I just got up and turned the light off. Right, let's go back. This is so bad, this, isn't it? What are we on? 7 minutes and I'm not even chose a position to be sat there. Right, let's get it started. I'm going to have to be here. The title race question is back in it. Exactly so. I worked out Paddy's first question. This first time Paddy should have had this question read out was before the Luton game, yeah. And then I didn't do it on that live chat. I went through the whole thing, and then and then after. So what? Let me go through our fixtures. This is why we need a finger. The weed has got you. Mate, I'm always hyper off weed. I think because it must be. It has to be ADHD. Because some of my mates have a joint and they fall asleep. They fall asleep within half an hour. This is me now for 3 hours. It's like every single thing in my brain just turns on and I can't shut up. I can't stop thinking. I can't stop Googling things. It's the worst. Right, what was I Googling then? Liverpool fixtures. Look at this. Look at the up and downs of how this should have been. Hang on, more matches. Yeah, look at the up and downs of how, right, so it was supposed to be read out before Luton. And then before Luton would just be Forest, Bournemouth. I don't know where we were in the league, but it would have been good, yeah. And then we draw with Luton, all doom and gloom. And then I didn't do it that week. And then we beat Brentford, drew with City, so it was all happy again. Then we fucking just about beat Fulham, but it's good again. Then who did we drop points to? Was that the first time we dropped points? Have we just been beating everyone? Oh my God, we have been beating everyone. Why are we so negative? Are we still top of the league? Let's have a look. Oh, Arsenal went above us. That's sad. It's always not. I feel like I can't be negative when we are top of the league. And I do worry about Arsenal because I think, do you know what I think? Right, should we just get into the Paddy's question? So then it's done. So even if we waffle shit for the rest of it, at least we've read Paddy's question because I've got a lot of questions, right? So his question originally, oh no, it's not. It wasn't Luton then because it says after, but it was definitely after Luton. Oh no, yeah. Let me read it. So after yesterday's game, City away, did it change your opinion about what the Reds can achieve this season? Because originally you asked it before Luton, it was worded differently, would it? I've copied it in, and then you asked a second question about Pixar. Good space, this Tell. What do you mean, Tell? You're dead motivating. What's that? What I'm missing out of everyone's comments, Anna. Arsenal, Burnley, Newcastle going for the roller coaster, keep pushing it back until the Wolves at home. What do you mean? Going to be a roller coaster? I don't get it. Space this. What have I said? What have I said? Get in. Can sleep easy. All right, your question. Right. So let's do your few. What's going on? What have I done wrong now? Is someone made me say something I shouldn't have said? Right, Paddy's question, yeah. So what was it after yesterday? Well, so we're just talking about the title race. Do you know what I've sort of like come to realise now? I think anxiety was killing me. What do you mean? I think this season, this league's bad. I think the league's bad. I think But I've only just realised that I think for ages I thought that City were going to do the usual thing where they're just really good. But you know, City have off years, but we've never capitalised on them off years. I think City are going to have an off year. And I just think it's Arsenal. Are Arsenal going to be the best of a bad bunch? Because I think they're a better team than us. We needed a six. We needed a six. I know they don't have a proper six, but they don't play a proper six. They have Rice, and who else plays next to Rice? Is it double pivot? They have a double pivot, don't they? They have like two not very good sixes, but that's better than having one not very good six. Yes, Dave. Dave, where have you been? All the regulars are here. It's good to up to a while. Yeah, no, listen, it is. It's nice, but I think what's going to happen with our season, and I reckon more level-headed Liverpool fans will agree. I think there's going to be a point where we start dropping points and stuff, and you realise that with the signs will come in. Do you know what I mean? There's been a lot of results have like papered over the cracks a lot. Like look at the Fulham one, the 4-3, the late goal. Look at the what one before that was like a bit of. I've just been had the fixtures. Then there was one, the Palace one again, late, not lucky, but a sort of thing. But do you know what I mean? A red card, late goal. The Fulham one with a last minute goal. City, we played well to be fair, but even City and then Luton, even getting a draw at Luton with a last minute goal. I think just got in from the match, lad. I think I've had a kip on the court. But honestly, I don't. How bad that ground sounded today, but I feel like it's been getting like that for ages. I feel like we're just at the worst point now. We almost, and this is, I don't know if it's true or how true it is, or if I'm just like clinging on to something. We almost need to go shit and then lose all the, because now we are, no matter how much we like it, and everyone will go, oh, you're from Bolton, fucking what do you, we're a proper tourist attraction. Bad. I'd say 20-30% of the ground will just be like people who are there for the first time. I don't know if that's maybe like well over the top, but yeah, that was bad. One thing I've said up until this season, I was even still saying last season is, as bad as it gets, we can still get up as good as anyone. Do you know what I mean? We can get up for a big game. Shit myself then. The half-8 alarm. We can still get up for a big game. Liverpool fans at Anfield, like a Champions League game, a game like that where it was dark. You know what I mean? It was dark quite quick. Or a big game. Liverpool can still get up for a big game, and I just feel like we didn't get up for a big game. Like we don't get up anymore. Look at the derby this year, and we won the derby. Do you know what I mean? So it's not about dropping points. The derby was fucking terrible this year, and we won. Don't even think it's to lose the tourists. It will help, but it will be being shit or stuff. Yeah, I think we've definitely as well started. I think we've got like entitled. A lot of our fans have got entitled, even probably possibly me and that. So like, we should just be made up with this. What's that? Our alarm song, Adele. It's not Adele. Do you know what? I can play it because it's off a mixtape, so I won't actually get done for copyright. It's not actually. It's not out on anything. It's not Adele, but it is Adele. It's a sample of Adele. I've never heard the lyric where Childish Gambino says, "Don't you know, nigga? Don't you know? What does it say now, nigga? Don't you know that my sample something about sampling Adele has got all these hood niggas ringing his phone asking if it features." What was the song called? Big song. Keep listening. I can play anything off this album because it's not a real album. All that I want. It's a sick song. Cul-de-sac. I had to fucking download that on Summit mixtapes and put it on my phone. Right, let's just fast forward a bit. I didn't realise the intro was this long. I didn't think Adele sung for this long. But then you're going to miss the nice cutting bit. I've got to keep going with it now. I've gone too far. See? Got that swagger. Pussy niggas round here don't matter. Like that. That's my alarm. But it's not all my alarms. All my alarms are just a different variation of Childish Gambino songs. And there's actually like a method behind it. I promise you, if you all change your alarms, so put it to a song that you like, but it has to be a song you proper like, and then it'll go off. I knew Terry was going to laugh at that. Then it'll go off, and like you won't snooze it. You'll listen to the song, and then by the end of like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, however long a song is, you wake up. But that sudden snap of the like, what is that alarm sound? Do you know the fucking horrendous alarm sound? Like, because it's just such a horrible sound. I know he is. I don't know. He's still crying. I know I can hear him. He'll just fall asleep. Kids, man. Is there anything worse in the world ever than being rough with a kid? Yesterday was I said this on the fucking watch along, top 3 worst days of my existence on this planet, mate. It was horrendous. The worst. I promise you now, this might be, you might think I'm just like over exaggerating. Yeah, I got home, so I had to go to Bolton. And then, so I went as early as possible. I come home, got back about 3, I want to say 3. And he was asleep in the car, right, at the last little bit of the journey home. What shall I do? Just leave him? Yeah, good stuff. What was I saying then? Yeah, I got back about 3, but he fell asleep for like the first half an hour on the of the car journey, which is, I would have rather he didn't. And then get him home. I've got him on my fucking thing there. I'm creeping up the stairs, obviously trying to not wake him up no matter at all costs. Put him down in his cot. He stays asleep. What's rough? Do you know what? Both are bad. And then putting them together is like super bad. So I get back, put him in his cot, yeah, and he goes to sleep. And then I've been shopping with my dad and stuff, so I had like a few things. So I put everything away, but I procrastinate bad. So if I'm putting the shopping away, it'll take me half an hour because I'll just start doing something else and pick up my phone and do all shit. So I've probably been about half an hour. And then I lie down on the couch. But he can nap, JJ can nap for like 2 hours, no problem, sometimes, or even 2.5 hours. He'll have like 1 nap a day. Oh, it was terrible. I lay down, my eyes were stinging. I was that tired and like that rough, and I felt sick. I had a fucking splitting headache. And I swear, just as I was drifting off, I just heard him move, and I just thought, "Oh no!" And then I thought, "Please go back to sleep." And then he cried, and when he cries, that's it. And I was like, "Oh!" And I promise you, I could have cried. Like, I'm not over exaggerating now. I felt like I would cry. I was gonna cry. I was that sad. And I like the zombie walked upstairs, got him out of the cot. My eyes were like probably worse than they are now, and I just went back downstairs. It was fucking terrible. And then I'd agreed to do a fucking stupid live chat. I wanted to cancel it all day, but I've cancelled 3 weeks in a row. So I was like, for fuck's sake, I'm gonna have to do at least something. And then I had agreed to take Meg into town for a like girls' Christmas night out. And he cried the whole way home. It was the worst day ever. It was shocking. And then I got up for the UFC. So today's just been tired. That's why I've had a 3-hour nap. What kind of 31-year-old man has a 3-hour nap during the day? 3 hours, you know how fucking long that is to be napping on the couch. Oh, right. Did we finish talking about the league title? Because we need to get into this. Did we finish it? No, we didn't. Right. Talk about the league. So I think we genuinely are in the title race, but only because the league's that bad. But I don't think we'll win it because I think Arsenal are too good. And I still do think, we all, do you not think sometimes we do this every year? We all like, you sort of blag yourself into thinking that City are not just going to turn it on. And no matter how they can be massively behind on points, 10, 12 points behind, because they are going to win 10 out of the last 12 games. Listen, the Pixar question will be answered. I'm going to answer every question here. I've got 1, 2, 3. El Lutz is 3. So let's call that 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got 9 questions, and yours is next. So I'll definitely get to yours. I can't say I'll get to all 9, but I'll get to your next one. Yeah, I think City will win it. I just think they'll get Kevin De Bruyne back, and then they'll just start firing when he gets into the team, and they'll just win loads, and he'll probably get PFL Player of the Year or something. El's probably not here. I don't know. Is El here? Should we check? You never know because he doesn't speak. Really? Full of Wolves. Oh, I wish I'd not done that tweet about Anfield's atmosphere now, because now it's just like causing a big. I just took too many Wolves. I just feel like everyone gets just so angry about things. Is Kevin De Bruyne not finished after all the injuries? I don't know. He always seems to come back and play well. Would you not say last season was the best? Probably the best he was. So they won the treble and he was unbelievable. So I don't know if he's finished. Probably not. No, I think he'll still come back. This league, the Premier League, to me, I don't think is as good a league as people. Look at this fucking onesie. I've been in this one after this weekend. This onesie's gonna have to be in the bin. So this onesie has been my Christmas onesie for what, and I don't care what everyone says. Onesies, snoodies, all that shit. Yeah, people might fucking laugh at them, whatever. There's nothing wrong with being comfy and warm, and they are comfy and warm. So ignore what all the people who are like uncomfortable with sexuality say. Onesies are sick, but this has been my Christmas. I don't wear them all year round, but I have a Christmas onesie, and I've been living in this all day yesterday. But what happened was, in anticipation for December, when we moved it, so we moved here in November, I found it in the attic, and it was fucking smelt a bit weird. So I washed it and fucking put it in the dryer because I like them. I like things coming out the dryer, but shrunk it. You want to see how long the things are? Let's be honest, we're not great, and we could easily win the league. The standard's pretty poor. Yeah, but I just think Emma is ringing me. Do you know what Emma is usually in the chat? Should I answer it? Where are you? She's blathered. Look, you're on my finger. The live chat, mate. Yeah, you're on it now.
Am I on it?
She's froze.
I've just told Facebook to turn down.
What?
I've been on the piss all afternoon.
Okay. Right, listen, I'm doing the live chat, so I'm going to have to go. Come and watch it.
I'm coming now.
Come in now and speak. See you later. She's blathered. They're United fans, so they'll be out for the game. Right, what was I saying then? What was I talking about then? It was important. It definitely was important. You ever seen that Twitter page and Pot Noodle Fringe, all pics of Scouse kids with cat wigs? I know Pot Noodle Fringe, yeah? What do you mean? He's just like a meme account though now, and he's not, I don't think he puts pictures of Scouse lads on it, does he? Don't he just post pictures of like, I don't know, like memes? I never could get into memes, me, but I wish I had. Do you not feel like if we'd have all just created a meme page on Instagram like 5-6 years ago, it would be massive now and we'd all just be living off a meme page? You know, it's like one of my biggest regrets ever. Oh, that's I just had a drink. That's what we're talking about. My fucking shrunk onesie. This has been my Christmas, because you only wear it in December. It lasts for years, but it's shrunk now. It's proper sad. I might have to buy a new fucking Christmas onesie. But do I need to buy a new Christmas onesie because Christmas is over in? When's Christmas over now? How sad's that? In 9 days, Christmas will be over. Christmas is the best time of the year, and there's nothing even that comes close to it, is there? But Christmas is the best time ever. Even without kids, it's the best time ever, and especially with kids, it's even the better time. But I'm here. She's here. There's Emma. Emma, you was on the live chat. You'll have to watch that back. Pissed as a fart. What was I saying? I can't remember what I was saying. Should we go back to the league title thing? What was we talking? Imagine the 9 days of joy you'll get from a new onesie, though. That's true. Should we get one right now? Can you all pick me a onesie? Nah, I'm not there. Do you know one thing I don't really like about things like that? You know, when you go, oh, everyone vote what I should buy, and I think no, because people have bad taste, and then you just for the sake of letting people help you bought something shit. What if I buy? Surely now the little fella who's won, the gaffer is trying to convince you to wear matching PJs. Bro, I'll be honest. I said I'll go out tomorrow and try. So they went on that Polar Express. Do you know where you all wear your pajamas? And it is actually a proper train. I didn't realize it was going to be as sick as it was. But I wasn't on it. But from what they said, like it actually drives you to this little village, and then you get out and it's all snowy and it's the North Pole. So they've got matching pajamas. So I did say I'll go out and buy them. I've always said all through my life, when I have kids, I'll wear matching pajamas. I think anything like that, it's Christmas. You can do anything at Christmas. It doesn't matter about things like that. There's things you can't do, which to me are the worst. Like take a GoPro to the actual ground. Like everyone will go, oh, you took a laptop. I didn't take a laptop to a fucking ground. I took a laptop to a pub facing the ground because I can't get in the ground. But taking GoPros to football, having TikTok when you're a lad, these are things that I feel like you can't do. Matching PJs are fine. Josh, let us hear your thoughts on Seacombe. Have you been the 5 bars? I've never really been out round here. Like I went out here the other day, and it was from the works doing that was Eastham. I don't know. Everyone was going, fucking hell, what are you doing in Eastham? I'm like, man, I don't have a fucking clue where I am. I'm just out. I said it wouldn't. 7 years later, I'm lying, bastard for 7 years. No, I'll do it, bro. I'll do it. I never said I wouldn't. If I can get them PJ, they are shit though. See, the thing is with Meg's taste, I think it's like most girls now. It's just so like plain. They don't like tacky things, but I like tacky things. So I would have like not weird tacky with like fucking props on them and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Bits hanging off. Xmas markets. What's my opinion on the Xmas markets? I don't know. So when me and Meg went to the Edinburgh ones last year, and one of them things I've always wanted to do at Edinburgh Market. So we were supposed to go the year before, but then why didn't we go the year before? Because we didn't know Meg was pregnant. I can't remember. We never went the year before, but we had the hotel and everything booked already. Was one of us ill? We didn't go the year before anyway. So yes, Mike. Is Mike only? Mike, are you only just getting in? Because that's bad. But yeah, the year before we were supposed to go and we cancelled it last minute. But the hotel let us change it, and the Harry Potter. We had Harry Potter potion making. They let us change it 3 times, the Harry Potter potion making. And when we fucking got there, I weren't surprised they let us change it. They were lucky we were there, mate. It was the shittest. They sell it and market it as a Harry Potter thingy. Harry Potter, what's it called? Potion making cocktail thing. You get there, they've not licensed anything from Harry Potter, so they don't have anything that's no Harry Potter references. They're not allowed to. It's fucking terrible. But then again, remember that bar, Emma? Did you come to the Harry Potter bar in Horwich, Emma, for the work do that time? I loved that, and then it got shut down because it had too much Harry Potter references, and they hadn't paid for the licenses. So maybe it was that. But what happened was, get this. So then we changed it to last year, and it got to, if you Google this now, you'll find it. It got to about October, and what had happened is that was the first year where Edinburgh Council had like the contract had expired with the company that provided it. They got a better offer from someone else. They went with this new company, yeah, with whatever certain budget or something. I don't know how it worked. And then the company went bust in October and pulled out. So the council were like, we'll definitely have something on, because obviously, why would they think of how much money the Edinburgh markets make? You can't physically not have it on. But what they actually ended up putting on was like a strip about one. I don't even know what Christmas markets for it to compare it to. You imagine. See, where's everyone from? Has everyone been to the Christmas markets in Manchester yet? So imagine the ones at Piccadilly, one line of them, yeah. That's all Edinburgh markets was last Christmas. One line of fucking fingers and a Ferris wheel. They were the worst. And because obviously they never had time to get all proper stands in and do all like independent things, they just had, say, every 6 things would be a hot dog stand, but it was the same hot dog stand, the same crepe stand, the same dessert stand, the same bars. It was just, there was probably 6 things that it was just repeated all the way through this one strip. It was the worst. And I was looking online at all people's reviews, everyone saying they're the worst Christmas markets ever. So I don't know if they've sorted them out now, but because last year it all went tits up with this new contract to some new firm, they were shit. They were terrible. They were the worst. It were the worst Christmas markets of all time. Manchester are shy. And Manchester gone really good this year now. They've gone massive. And Liverpool were always dog shit, and now haven't they gone big? You'd be silly not to. Christmas markets are massive. Everyone's obsessed with them now because of like the new Instagram sort of take pictures of everything you do now. Do you know what I mean? So if you can go Bruges for Xmas, I don't ever really want to go abroad for Christmas, you know. I don't mind going. I mean, do you just mean in December? Why can't I speak? Do you just mean in December? Because I don't mind that. I don't mind going to different places in December because I like seeing how Christmas is there. Like York, or anywhere. I want to go to New York in December as well, not just York. But Liverpool was a decent for the first time. Yeah, but they're saying Liverpool's good now, aren't they? But like I said, you'd be stupid to not cash in on our big Christmas markets. I bet you'll start seeing everywhere do good Christmas markets. Must be a massive money spinner. I don't like mulled wine, and I do like cinnamon sticks though. Yeah, in December, lad, we'd done a day before coming home after the game, and it was great. No, really. Where's the best places for Christmas? So Edinburgh though was sick. Other than the markets, we just got off from the markets and just enjoyed Edinburgh. So Edinburgh was actually still sick because the whole gaff's all Christmassy, and anywhere in Scotland's sick for a night out. Especially now, I'm a bit of an old fart, and I'm not into nightclubs at all. Like, I couldn't imagine ever being in a nightclub again in my life. Like, I hate it, but I just the thought of being in a place with all your mates, and obviously live music is perfect, but even if it's a jukebox, like it's not, like that loud that it's fucking. You have to shout to your mate. Should we have a scrap, Josh? I don't even know you had. Is that the Dunny? Is that Dunny from Twitter? If you saw, yeah. But if you said Dunny YouTuber, I feel like I didn't know you was a YouTuber. I'll scrap you for YouTube, yeah. We'll have a celebrity boxing match, but like without the celebrity. Anywhere abroad, I've not been, but to Budapest. Budapest is my favourite city, so in Europe, Budapest or Barcelona. And I'd actually probably just say Budapest. So I can imagine it's good for Christmas. I love Budapest. Favourite city by far in Europe. I've been multiple times. I've always got to that Zegets, and that's like 10 nights long minimum. So you can jump off the island and go into Budapest as you want on and it's 24-hour access of leaving the festival, so you can just come and go as you please. And then we always stay over the last night. But this year we stayed? No. So we've been 3 times. One year we stayed the night before in a nice apartment, and then the night after. And then the second time we stayed 2 nights after. And then last year we just did 1 night, but we camped for fucking 9 nights, mate. That was tough. So the previous years we've camped for a week, 7 nights, but this last year, I don't know if it was to save money or what, we camped for the full 9 nights, because if you want to camp for the extra 2 nights, you pay €15 to get on the island early. I went to Budapest about a month ago with the lads, and it was the roughest few. Why was it so rough, Paddy? Why? What was wrong with it? It's sick. Are you from Bolton, Supreme? I only ever see people from Bolton saying mint, but because I feel like, because I'm not like I am a proper Boltoner, but my mum and dad weren't from Bolton, so I never had proper Bolton lingo in the house. I just got it all at school. So I feel like I never jumped on mint, but it's like one of the most Bolton used words, mint. Did you do Maribor? Wait, Maribor, yeah, we did Maribor. Me and Louis, we had the sickest trip of our life. But to be honest, we only stayed in Maribor for the day of the game. We went to Graz for 2 nights. Louis was the worst person in the world when you went to European aways because he would make sure he booked it. He would be ready. Well, sometimes I would, but mainly he would make sure he'd book it. He would be sat there waiting for the draw, and then he'd always book 3 days and say, "I booked 3 days." Kai McKenna, Woog, sort me a Popeyes out, lad. Oh, Kai's on one of them. Kai, you were being lovely last night. I love Germany, lad. I always have a boss time there. I think Germany's probably the best country in Europe, but nowhere in Germany is my favourite place in Europe. Need to organise a stag do, lad. What are the things I need to get right? I've only ever been on a few stag do's, but I've got one coming up next year they're going to Brussels, which is a bit, I hate Belgium, but it's just not my choice. I would never knock Popeyes. I love Popeyes. But stag do's, I don't know. Depends what type of lad you are as well. I feel like the best stag do I went on was Louis in Barcelona, and it was because we just went to Barcelona as if you would go to Barcelona. Do you know what I mean? We didn't do any stag do stuff. No one did fancy dress or anything. We just went out. Mad place for a stag. That, yeah, I think it's mad for a stag. I don't think it's that sort of thing, is it? But then again, this is what I was just saying then about what was I talking? Which one I was I saying about? Oh yeah, about Scottish. Fucking hell, we got well off topic on what we was talking about, weren't we? So about Scottish things, saying, shall I even finish that point? Pubs are better for me now. I enjoy a pub where there's live music on and that. Barcelona's sick. That Wolf Market in Brussels, you'll enjoy. Grand Central. Is that? Well, that's not a Christmassy thing, is it? We're going in. When are we going? April. The wedding's in May, Cyprus. I love a wedding abroad. Done 2. I love weddings, full stop. I think weddings are sick putting a suit on. Do you know what? JJ's still crying, and it's been fucking ages. How long has it been? Half an hour. But he will cry because he knows Meg's next door. Stephen, where was the last week? Where did you go? Did someone mention Wolfpack? I think Kai McKenna is Wolfpack. Have we come to the conclusion that he is? After in the weekend. Hang on, but I wanted to see what Paddy said. Sorry, here we go. Think where we stayed was a bit crap, but the first night one of the lads got some brass and only paid €40 or something stupid, and the next day we got a visit to our room. Shut up. Did they fucking come? What did they do? What happened, Paddy? I'm interested in this. Went to Santorini for a wedding. It was boss. That's where I think so when we get married, we're definitely getting married abroad. So we've got 2 choices and it depends. Like if we've got to drive, because my dad can't go on planes anymore. So if my dad's coming and we've got to drive, we're going to do France so I can drive with my dad. But if my dad's not coming, then we're going to do Italy. I want to do a little Como, mate. Imagine a wedding in Como. See if I can fucking Fabregas had come in St. Helens. Oh, Kai, mate. We don't want Kai being in this little mood, mate. Kai, be nice like you were being nice last night. It's the Baltic market, lad, but a lot better. The Baltic market's sick, innit? I've had a few good days in the Baltic market. Barcelona. What else have I missed? Any fingers? Right. What are we going on? Should we go to another question now? Let's go to another question because we need to get this back in. I feel like we're just talking about nothing. What was we talking about then anyway? Late Como for Italy, lad. I'll send you a heavy gaff. Yeah, see, that's what I think. That's what we won't be for a long time. Two fellas biggest I've seen in my life. Did you not answer the door? I bet then, yeah, I feel like if you'd have answered the door and got it over with, you'd have enjoyed it more. But the fact that you never answered the door makes you worry, are they going to come back all already? Is that am I on the right lines? Right. Not sure if this is allowed, but I've got a second live chat question. I can't believe you have to ask that when fucking El Hamlet asks 7 questions a week. What's the best Pixar film? What's everyone's best Pixar film? I always would jump on Toy Story, right, straight away, I think, back in the day, because there was only 2, weren't there? Toy Story 1 and 2, so I would always say Toy Story, because Toy Story 1 and 2 are perfect. And then I feel like Toy Story 3 was good. I did watch Toy Story 3 and I enjoyed it, and it was nice to, like, they didn't kill it, but then they did a Toy Story 4. I've not seen Toy Story 4. And I feel like I don't want to watch Toy Story 4. I've not seen it. It probably won't be as good, even if I waste my time watching it. Yeah, I get this. Stefan, this is the same with Shrek, though. I didn't know Shrek was Pixar, but Shrek was really good. And then they did too many. And yeah, it's not. I don't think that's Pixar. Yeah. So I feel like you actually have to take into account if you do your favorite standalone Pixar film, then it's probably like Toy Story 1. But if I'm talking like franchises, you have to go off what if they go shit in the end, and they went shit. So like Monsters Inc. Have I seen the second one, Inks Academy? I feel like I've not. I feel like I stopped watching cartoons. but I will start watching them when JJ's into them. The best one, I always say Toy Story, my wild choice. Bug's Life is a sick film, mate. Bug's Life is a sick film. I love it. Yeah, no, what car would I be? I'd be the green racist one with a muzzy. Kai, mate, should we put Kai a time out? How many mods have I got in here? He's just killing it. Ty, we don't want this bipolar version of you. Toy Story 2 was a good film. Monsters, Inc. Is The Incredibles Pixar? The Incredibles was good. Let's have a look. Best Pixar films. Let's get on Google. Pixar films. As if they've done a Lightyear, so you know what I mean? That's even more. 1 minute. For a bit if you want. Get asked advice. Just do whatever. Best Wall-E, mate. I watched 15 minutes of that and just turned it off. Incredibles is a shout in it. Incredibles was good. Ants was better than A Bug's Life, though. No, it was not, Mike. Ants was not better than A Bug's Life. It was fucking... Ants was not... I don't think Ants was a good film. Anyway, best Pixar films. It's just showing me all the new ones. They've done so many. The Good Dinosaur, that was a later one that was quite good. Never watched Ratatouille. Cars, obviously, sick. Hope you're in your role as a bin dipper. JJ, I don't even know... even that question is too. If you knew how stoned I was, mate, extra chromosome, does that make it worse? Or is an extra chromosome good? Is it bad? I don't know. Toy Story, Finding Nemo, sick film. Up was mostly terrible. Was Cars 2 good? Cars 1 is an all-time fucking sick film. The Incredibles, sick film. I'm going to go Toy Story 1 as a favourite best one. Right, that's yours. Paddy, we're straight now. It took me 36 minutes and 6 weeks, but we're straight on questions. So, Lee Morris asked this, and we did it on yesterday's live chat, but if you watched yesterday, it was only half an hour long, yesterday's live chat. JJ wakes up, and I go and get him and bring him down. So, bro, what's up? What do you make of McGrew losing? See, I was not onto Peter McGrew, you know. I thought he was the MMA fighter who turned over to Thingy, but that's Jack something in it. So I was thinking of a completely different person. So I actually started looking him up today, this Peter McGrew. Didn't realise who he was, but I've seen the KO, it was bad. So I think he was good and he was dominating the fight, and he'll probably get a rematch, win the rematch. And do you know what can be sometimes good with fighters like that? And like, not like Ryan Garcia, because he's obviously not very good, but fighters like that, yeah. And no matter what, who won't do anything. Maybe Rob, I don't really know at the minute, but I feel like getting a loss early, so you've just got that one there, so it's the loss is there, it's done. You can be more entertaining, you can get into better fights, and you can have a better career, because it's just a natural thing since Floyd Mayweather that people, yeah, I think so too. People are obsessed with the art, and I'm the same. I'm guilty of if a boxer loses, sometimes I write them off instantly, but I'd rather not. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather them not be asked about losing. Sonny Edwards this weekend, I don't think Sonny Edwards has done himself any bad. Obviously, he quit a little bit. I don't know. It's hard. I feel like I used to be well more ruthless on quitting. I used to think like, if you quit, it's the worst thing ever. But I used to proper slag quitters off. But I feel like, no, I don't know, maybe because I'm a dad or something. And I just think, why would you, like, they're not underpaid. Boxers are paid well, and he would have been paid well for that. But it's not like MMA fighters. But like, why would he, if his eyes shut and he's just getting battered and he's got no chance of winning the fight from that stage, because he's not got any power. That's the thing about Sonny Edwards. Said the second I turned that thing on, the second I turned that fight on, it was only on round, I think it was on round 6 or 7 I started on, because I was watching the UFC. I didn't realise it was only clashing with Stephen Thompson. I weren't going to watch Stephen Thompson over that. As soon as I turned it on and I seen him land about 3 shots on that, on what's he called? Bam. I said, he's just got he ain't got enough power. But when you get to world level, doesn't have to be power, it just needs to be a little bit of spite, just a little bit of something to keep him honest. Just doesn't have to be, you don't have to be able to knock him out, but just enough where they think twice about it. And I feel like he hasn't even got that. So he was always going to get beat up, because Bam was just going to walk through him. Obviously that Bam's powerful for that weight, but he's still not. None of them at that weight are like, very rare is someone at that weight a one punch KO artist. You know what I mean? So he was more likely going to break him down as well. And I just feel like that was the most evident result. So I don't think he quit. And his stock goes up. He's asked. He's got a loss now. He was never going to be undefeated all his career. So once you get the loss out of the way, it's better. And to get it out of the way early, I think is good. Yeah, I used to be bad on Twitter trolling. Remember when I got Lennox to look at Lemon Party? Nah, don't know. I must have missed that. I feel like I've always been quite a lazy Twitter user though. Like I put my stuff out there and expect people to interact, but I don't really interact that much. I don't really ever read the finger. Quit with an eye socket though. I can't really blame him. Yeah, fuck it, and it's your eye, man. Imagine losing. I fucking have bad eyes. Imagine Bismuth must be gutted about his eye and stuff. Imagine losing an eye, and if you can stop fighting, you can just not lose an eye and then fight again. No one's asked. But Lee Morris asked this question, and then we cut the live chat off. But I was only doing half an hour anyway, so I wanted to get in bed. He said, "What's the first crime you remember committing?" And I was going to get into the bus. I was talking to somebody about this on Twitter the other day, the bus ticket thing, right? So I used to be when we did IT in school and stuff, I was good on computers because computers weren't what they are now. They were big fucking clunky things and they weren't really that much to be good at. And then I was good on Photoshop and shit like that. I was shit on Photoshop for back then. Obviously now all the stuff you can do, all the digital and all crap you can make things, I'm terrible. But from what I used back in the day, doing shit like this now that you see on the screen was unbelievable. This was hard to do shit like this. So I remember I used to scan bus tickets onto my computer and then Photoshop the date of the bus ticket. So this isn't the first crime I remember committing because I remember like robbing pick and mix from Asda and shit. But this is the first like thing I remember doing that was sustained. And I would change the date on the bus ticket. And even so I didn't wait. Yeah, I think so, Stefan. I think that's my thing. Fraud and theft. So I would make sure I didn't waste more paper as well. I would get the exact dimension of the bus ticket and put loads on one piece of paper so I could print 8 bus tickets out on one piece of paper, yeah. And I would print them out and I'd cut them out. And then what you'd do is you'd crinkle it up a little bit so it looked like it was a crinkled ticket that had been in your pocket. If the bus driver ever took it off you, then it would feel like it would just be paper. Do you know what I mean? I didn't have fucking bus ticket paper, but you just show it to them back in the day and they're behind a thing and anything. I think most of them were not that arsed enough to look anyway. And they would be the perfect size and everything. Like the colour would be a little bit off, but only because it was just paper. And me and all the boys would have day savers all the time. We'd fucking go to the Trafford Centre on the bus all the time just for free. And then we got caught once in Bolton and none of us really went back to it after that. I think our arse fell out. But yeah, bus tickets, mate, day savers. We used to do it. We did it for about a year till we got caught. And we'd all just go everywhere on the bus, straight to town on the bus, swimming on the bus, because I'd make us all fucking day savers on the bus. That was probably the first funny crime that I laugh back at. I got nicked in WH Smith for robbing a footy mag when I was 6. I'll never forget getting gripped by a security guard. So my mate Damon, yeah, if we ever used to go out to the shops and that, and like you just slide something in your pocket and then pay for some other things, he can't do it because he got pretty similar to you, Mike. He got caught in Asda when he was dead young, robbing, and they rung his mum, and his mum had to come in, and he can't rob. It's like he's got like a mental block against doing it. So remember them bus tickets you used to scratch the date off? I reckon I had one of them unscratched for about 8 months. Nah, I don't remember them bus tickets you scratched the date off. Oh, wait, were they the month when you got a month thing? Maybe I do remember. See, I never really, literally. So where my mum and dad live, my primary school is the primary school attached to, well, not attached. There's like a back street in between them. From my secondary school, and both one. I said this about when I moved from my mum and dad. My school was both my schools were one corner away from my house. Like you walk to the end of my road, turn left, and then the school was on that street. So I never got buses really anywhere. Definitely never to buy a monthly or anything. Dad had to come and pick you up. See, that was what happened back in the past, didn't it? You'd get in trouble and then they'd somehow get in contact with your mum. No, it's just a day to get like a scratch card. You scratch them right date off. Might have been all right. Maybe a Mersey travel thing. Now ours came out like a receipt and it just said date saver, whatever, like the day it was. Not much we can do. I feel like mums worry more about kids than we do. But I think that's just like natural and it has to happen because we go over the top about not worrying and mums go far too much about not worrying. Like I think like if Jeb must be the same for like Stefan and all yous, like if they knew the stuff me and that kid get up to when it's just me and him, they would never ever be worried about him like slowly crawling up the stairs. Do you know what I mean? These things. Or like crawling into the kitchen, I think, man. You know, the shit him and Bobby have full on fight clubs. Most days that have it with each other. Is he saying no? She's crumbled and got him out. Bad move. She's crumbled and got him out of the cot. This is what I mean. She's soft. So then now he's probably in the bed tonight, and I'm probably on the couch. How sad's that? Do you know what I mean? Bad mistake. This is why you need the men, the strong men. I've let a live chat make sure that Meg's unattended to get him out. And now he's snuggling her. She sent me a selfie of him snuggling. So I'm definitely on the couch. Lad, my first I'd let wrestle with the dogs at one as long as there's no blood. Yeah, exactly. So Bobby. So when we had Arlo and Bobby, Arlo never liked JJ, and it was. I don't think it was really sad for me because I never really took to Arlo either because obviously it wasn't my dog; it was Meg's dog. I think because I was allergic to dogs. Yeah, this is what I think, and maybe I was just horrible because I love Bobby and I do love dogs, and have never like not liked a dog, but Arlo because I lived with him and I was allergic to him. So sometimes I would go to bed 3 days a week minimum. I would go to bed and my eyes would be shut. I would have rubbed them that much that it was shut. I couldn't see anything and I'd be in bed like that, yeah, because I was that allergic to this dog. I couldn't ever, so I couldn't really get on the couch because he'd have been on the couch and no matter how much you clean it, there'd still be dog odors. So if I ever lay on the couch like rough or anything, if I lay on it long enough, my eyes would go, I'd get itchy and stuff. So he terrorized me and my skin. I felt like I didn't like him, and he was a bad dog as well. Let me tell you, he was a terrible dog. He was the worst trained dog in the world. He chewed everything, shit in the house. No matter what, he's shit in the house. He would shit in the house at least once a week, piss in the house at least once a week. Because when I obviously met Meg, he was like months old, so well maybe 8 or 9 months old, and she was just soft with him, so he was in bad habits. He chews everything. He chewed through multiple slides, trainers, pajamas. JJ's claws. He was just the worst dog ever, right? So, but he never liked JJ either. So if they couldn't be too rough because he would half go for JJ because he didn't like him, whereas Bobby, they will fight and JJ goes proper rough, grabs his ears, bites him and stuff. And Bobby will, if it gets too rough, Bobby will cry. So I get JJ off him. Do you know what I mean? He would never like just try and savage him. But then they do have it to an extent, like Bobby will have it back with him, but just would never like go too far to hurt him because they love each other. Them two fully love each other, and it is better having one dog than two. 2 dogs was hard work. Start chewing his toys and let him know who's boss. I say he does. JJ. The only thing I'd try not to let happen is if Bobby's got a treat and JJ tries to take it off him, because I think Bobby never tries to take food off JJ that's his food. Do you know what I mean? He leaves him to it. So I make sure the treats are away. I don't think Bobby would, but even sometimes if I give him a treat and then he thinks I'm trying to take it back, he growls at me. Obviously, he gets a little kick or something. But so I don't know, maybe with treats and stuff, like I keep them separate. But nah, it's good. I love watching them two grow up together. Does that make sense? Like a little dog and a baby. Because if you've got a big dog, listen, it's sick and they are nice, but you still have to imagine having a 1-year-old who's trying to learn how to stand up and he's always like trying to walk across things, and you've got this big dog and it doesn't mean anything by it, but it's just so big, he doesn't realize how big it is. It's knocking your kid over all the time. Bobby could just about knock him over. Bobby's the stupidest, fluffiest, gayest dog of all time. And it's good watching them grow up. That's the one thing. Let them do anything, but don't chance them getting mauled. Be the worst ever. Like, yeah, imagine how bad it'd be and then they had like a complex against dogs all their life because you let your dog scran it. But Bobby's not got that in him. Kids and dogs have the sickest bond when they grow up. That's in it. That's Dave. That's what I'm obsessed with watching happen. Them to have that sick bond, because Bobby's just obsessed with being played with. But obviously, me and Meg don't really like. We play with him and we walk him and that. Like, we'll let him sit and he can always jump up on the bed and whatever. But to be playing with him all the time, we've got a kid in that. It's like hard to find the time to play with a dog all the time when you've got a kid and jobs and everything. But JJ will play with him all the fucking time. Do you know what I mean? He's his mate. So then, as JJ gets older and is more capable of doing things, and actually like they actually can do stuff together and throw balls from and stuff, they'll just be best friends. Because why would you not be? It's someone in the house to play with you all the time. Every time I pick a drink up and I realise how shrunk this is, it's breaking my heart that this is it. This is the end of this onesie. I've probably had this onesie for 6-7 years. Seriously. Right, let's go back to the questions. What have we got? They end up like Stewie and Brian. I've never seen Family Guy. I've never seen Family Guy. Tried to watch a few episodes of it and just couldn't get into it. Hate it. Don't think it's funny at all. So don't know any. We'll miss all your Family Guy references. Right, Matthew again. This is a one that he's waited 3 weeks for. Well, it's well longer than 3 weeks now. So it would have been the 3rd week before all these breaks. This is a good one. And I want people who's actually in the chat, they can tell me theirs as well so I can get some inspiration. You're on death row and you get one final meal, but it can be anything you want within reason, including drinks and desserts. What are you having? I'll probably do this as a question as a week. So what is it? You're on death row and you get one final meal, anything you want within reason. What are you having? It includes drinks and dessert. What are you having? The drink would have to be, it's going to be cold in it because you're on death row. So ice cold Pepsi. No, Lilt. Lilt or Pepsi. Ice cold Lilt. Do you know they've changed the name of Lilt to fucking Fanta Casa Italia Spag Bol to start? I don't think you can do that. Can you do that? Can you have a meal as a starter? Right, let's say you can have anything you want as a starter, but you only get one starter and a main and a dessert. So you could have anything for starter, any size meal, but you can order 2 meals. Fizzy Vimto, I hate Vimto, and especially hate Fizzy Vimto. No way. Right, I'm gonna go Lilt as my drink, ice cold Lilt. It's the best drink in the world, but like it's one of them where it's maybe this is why they don't succeed on like a high level Lilt, because it's unbelievable for 5 times you drink it a year. It's the best drink in the world 5 times a year. But if you drank it all the time, you'd get sick of it. Full fat Coke's quite high up in the list. Full fat Pepsi or strawberry Ribena. But it's your last thing. I'd probably go Lilt. And then starter. Now, do I want to go, these glasses are dirty, do I want to go themed with the starter? Look at my eyes, man. I never have not have my glasses on. How blind I am. Do you reckon I look mad without my glasses on? Do you reckon I look normal? Am I going to go proper starter? Can I have 2 drinks? You can't have 2 drinks, mate. No, I would have gone milkshake as well with a second drink because I love a little milkshake at the side. But a milkshake's, your eyes look better there, though, lad. What do you mean? Better without my glasses on? Fuck you. I like my glasses. I would never get like contacts or anything. Well, I probably would if I could put them in. But yeah, I would love a milkshake. But with milkshakes, I don't know why people can have a milkshake with a meal as that's their only drink. I need a drink while I eat. I know there's people who can eat a full Chinese without touching a drop of liquid. How can you do that? Yeah, the milkshake's got to go. Right, starter. Would I go like a garlic bread with cheese starter so I can dip it in whatever I have? But what am I having for? I don't even know what I'm having for my finger yet. What would I have as a starter? I'd have as a starter. No, I'd want something startery because you can almost get too much food and get too full and ruin it for yourself. So for a starter, I'd just go with something like, like chicken wings or something. Some nice little chicken wings, mixed flavored chicken wings. Maybe like wing roulette from, because Nando's wings are not that good. Maybe, who's got good wings? Slims have got good wings. Slims chickens wings, but a couple from every flavour. So let's say 10 wings, all different flavours from Slims. And then main. What we're doing for a main? I'm weird like that. Eat all the food and smash the drink. Oh, no way, mate. I need to drink while I'm going. Or I just literally can't swallow. Bunny Jackson's in Manny. What's that? What's your Nando's order? I'm going on Wednesday. My Nando's order varies between. So I only swap the chicken bit. 4 chicken thighs, medium, or half a chicken medium. And then mash with chips and then an extra garlic bread as just a side. So you can make your mashed garlic bread and sauce butties. And then depending on how fat I'm being, well, no, I'll always get the pita bread starter because JJ loves pita bread and hummus. So he can have the starter and we'll share it and I'll have a little bit. And then if I'm being proper fat, I'll get a couple of halloumi cheeses. But do you know what I've realised about halloumi cheese? Seriously, I discovered it through Nando's and I found it through Nando's. But it's well better if you just buy it in the shop, cut it yourself, and it takes 2 minutes to cook, and it's a million times better at home than it is in Nando's. Because when it comes at Nando's, it's almost rubbery sometimes. Whereas I feel like at home, it's perfect. If you have it, the second it comes off the pan, it's unreal. So I feel like I've gone off getting halloumi cheese at Nando's. Have you had much Nigerian food? Nah, not really. You know, growing up, I was definitely super white growing up. Just dozed off. Then fuck you, Percy. I know you're super stoned, so maybe that's fine. But if you're trying to imply this is boring, leave. We're having a great time here. We've answered 3 questions. It's been 53 minutes. And I feel like we've not ended. How many stories of people wanted to hear the ending of and we've just completely fucked off and never gone back to it? I reckon there's 15 different stories in the fucking graveyard today. But no, not had much Nigerian food. Growing up, I was super white. I was never like, I didn't have any black mates or anything like that. So not boring at all. Oh, thank you, Percy. I was just super white. So when my dad would cook on Fridays, my mum would cook during the week, and my dad would cook Saturday, sorry. And Friday my dad would cook something like super Nigerian. So I'd get a fiver to go to the chippy. And Saturday he would always cook something like a bit more white, but his spin on it. So it'd be like rice, dead nice rice, but not as spicy as if he had rice on the Friday, it would be like blow your head off spicy, but on the Saturday it would be like all right, or he'd do like chicken and stuff, like but like not spicy chicken and then we'd all have that. But yeah, never really had much Nigerian food. And then I live next door to Nigerians now, and they've brought me food around as well, and I can't really. Do you know what it is? It doesn't look. My dad makes these soups. I don't know if you are Nigerian. My dad makes these soups, yeah, where it's everything's in this soup. Like it's every part of about 5 different animals is in this soup. I'm talking like proper horrible bits of the bit you wouldn't usually eat. And I used to just think it was the worst thing growing up. Would never have it. And then food from Nigeria. I don't really know like yam and shit and moi moi and lots of soups and stuff. And now I like the soup. I can have the soup with rice or with. I can't really have it with the mad shit they have it. Or is it okra or something? I can't have it with that. But I'll have it with a soup. Nah, I've never been to Nigeria. No way. Nigeria is a mad country. No, never been to Nigeria. Probably will never go to Nigeria. But no, I feel like I'm more affinity. I went through a stage of thinking I was more Nigerian, but now I just think I do like Nigeria, and I'm happy for. I want Nigeria to win and stuff, but I'd say I'm definitely more Scottish now. I'm living in my Scottish era. Oxtail, corn and coconut is a thing. I've had jollof and fufu, but Ghanaian, yeah, fufu's not thingy, but jollof rice they make jollof rice in Nigeria. My auntie, my dad's sister, makes this best jollof rice ever, and every time she comes up from London when the north is up, she brings fucking loads and we freeze it. So Dodge, one of my best mates got all his daughter coughing belly. Yeah, Nigeria is one of the worst. One of my cousins has been kidnapped in Nigeria. Like my English cousin who went over to Nigeria got kidnapped. So it's one of the worst. How much longer should we go live on this? I've got another half hour, but I've run out of fingers, so I might have to get a drink. Right, on the hour mark, we'll finish this question, and then I'll top up my drink and then come back and read some more questions because I'm having the fucking time of my life. These are well better stoned. Maybe I'm going to I need to do one at least once a month stoned, but I just feel like nothing's really we're not really talking about anything. It's just shite in it. We're just talking shite. Had him send him via Western Union. He's our fellas is Nigerian as well, so fucks the part. Africa is like, Seth, you got to accept you might not come home. Yeah, it is. If you want to go traveling in them parts, you just need to accept, especially if I think Nigeria. So funny thing about Nigeria is they hate me. They don't mind white people because they think they can rip you off. They think you're gullible, rich, and they can rip you off. And they don't mind black people, all black people, because they just see them as brothers. But the mixed ones, I don't know why. I don't know if they don't like their own going with white people and making mixed people. Maybe we're not quite Nigerian and they think we're maybe a bit more onto them, but we are more onto them, definitely. If we've got a Nigerian family member, then we know exactly all the little fucking fraud cons and stuff. So what are you smoking at the moment? Do you know what? I don't know. My mate give me this for free. So, because I said I was having a joint today, so no idea what I'm smoking. I'll ask him. I'll message him in a second. Well, I'll message him right now. Because I say a second, it will never get asked. Right, what's after this question? So before I land questions, I need to get a drink and I need a piss as well. So it'll be a 1 minute interlude. I can put a thing on, But what you can do, there's loads of stuff you can do on this. Thank God. Oh, have I had my thing in the gun? I've not got it shown. Look, I can do this. Right, I'm going to do a 30-second thing while I have we have to have answered this question. I can also put videos over mine. Look, so there's only video that's less than 10 minutes so it fits with you're only allowed to upload videos that are a certain file size. So it's just, I could put videos over this. I could say, did you see that viral video, everyone? And then show you the viral video. Right, I'm off the comments. Haha, go ahead. How discotheque, are you black? My mate said they look at mixed people like half-breed. Yeah, they do, bro. That's what I mean. I didn't want to say it then, but yeah, they look at us as like half-breeds. I think they don't like black people mixing with the white people and making us. And then they also don't think they can rob us as easy because we're more clued. Not rob us in terms of like rob you at knife point because you can do that easy to anyone, but like blag you and get you to pay them getting you to pay them well over the top for services to give you. Does that make sense? So yeah, they're not really into us. Right, let's finish these questions. I really need a piss and I want a drink. And I'm definitely getting rid of the Pepsi Max because it's shite. Death Row. So we went drink, Lil, ice Lil. We're going starter. What did I say my starter was? Should I have a pizza for a starter? Because that's nice as well. So I'm going to go pizza for a starter. So I'm going to go like Papa John's, all the meats pizza, because then I can eat pizza and I can dip like the crust with stuffed crust, because I can dip the stuffed crust in whatever my main is. I want my main to be something where it's got like some sort of sauce. Carbonara. Carbonara's are good. I said I was gonna clip this off, and we've been answering the question for about 10 minutes. There's no way I can clip it off. I'll summarize it at the end. Carbonara. Carbonara. I need something with sauce in lasagna, but where from? I like my lasagna more than most places where I buy lasagna. What would we say for this? From what he said, they think black people who have kids with white people, they're above black people. Yeah, it is. Nah, I'm in Mars, Korean, but lived in Ghana for a bit. No way, you born Korean? That's sick. Korea's a sick country. So you've done the same, I'm guessing, where you're like, I don't know, were you born in England, where you go through this? I feel like I went through stages of being more white, being more black, being more interested in Nigeria, being more interested in Scotland. Never really thought I was like English though. That's God's honest truth. I remember when I was in primary school for about a couple of years, all my mates were like big England fans and that. And I just, because I had one England top, the reversible England top, where it was like a training top on the inside, and it used to scratch your nipple to fuck. Does anyone remember that England top? And it would rip your nipple apart because the badge on the inside would always scratch against your fucking nipple. I had that with Gerard 4 on the back, and it got robbed from school. I wore it once in school, slid, got it filthy. They cleaned it in school, put it on the radiator in school, got robbed, and then I never had another England top after that. Farmworth, not English. Farmworth, yeah, I've always been a Farmworth boy. Farmworth's pretty English though. I'd say most people who live in Farmworth will support England. Do you go through phases? Like, would definitely say go to Nigeria, mate. Nah, I don't think that. I have a lot of family in Nigeria. I just don't think the effort of going to Nigeria is going to be worth going to Nigeria. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe one year. Maybe when I'm older, I'll get more into it. But at the minute, I just don't really. I probably can't really be arsed with it. Do you know what? Now Meg's cuddling the baby. Hang on. Should I jump on the couch for the last hour? What time is it? Last hour, fucking, I'm not doing half an hour. Yeah, we'll go on the couch. Right. We need to finish this question. So let me finish this question. Then I can get a drink, and then I can go on the couch, and then we'll do half an hour more chilling. Yeah, fuck Lagos. Right, anyway, what did we have for dessert? No, dessert would always be salted caramel cheesecake. I love a cheesecake, but I don't like cheesecakes where, do you know, more Biscoff cheesecake, that'd be nice. I'm not massive into cheesecakes where it's got loads of shit on it, or it's like, I don't like lemon cheesecake, or I would eat a strawberry cheesecake, but I'm not massively into, where you go for your piss, I'm not massively into strawberry cheesecakes. I like salted caramel cheesecakes, vanilla cheesecakes, you know, like more, I don't know what that thing is. Drinks Lil. I need a piss. Right, I'm going to have to fuck this question off. Who's asked? Sorry, Matty, again. I don't even think he's here, and he usually is, so fucking shit question. Back in a sec. Hang on. Let me put my screen on. This will be funny. See if I can get back in time. Ready? Bye. Finished already. Right, I'm a bit pissed. Right, let me get my drink. Do you go ice first or drink first? Because I feel like if you go drink first and you put the ice in, it overflows. What munch have I got? I'm starving. Oh, I've dropped it in too high. There we go. Right. Yes, everyone. Hang on. We'll do half an hour more, and then I'm going to go up. An hour and a half's long enough, isn't it? Right, let's go. Last half an hour. So, did we get to the end of that question? Lad, will you go for your piss, please? Right, what was the end of that question? So, right, now let's do it properly. Death row meal. So, start from going drink, Lil. This a bit. I'm gonna go drink Lil. I'm gonna go. What we're going after that? Drink Lil was about to ask why you've not been eating anything. I don't know, you know. I feel like with these, I don't know. I think it takes me about an hour to be starving. That mate. Or maybe it's just because I've been doing this. Does anyone like these? How good are they? Big sweets, these. These are big sweets. Right, so, because now you can't, no one wants to listen to me chewing. Right, let's fuck this question off. It was a good question, Matty, but I'm like trying to obsess about answering it and I'm just bored of it. Right, L. Hamlet's questions. If you could go back in time, what's one thing in your life you'd change? Oh, that's a deep one. You know what I think? So, after I bought my first house, I never realised how easy it was to well later on in life, like years later, to just take equity out of houses and buy more houses. Does that make sense? So, like, I've started doing that. But I feel like if I started that when I was 26, or 25 when I bought my first house, I'd have fucking 50 houses now. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? So I always think I need, but and the worst bit was Louis was telling me how to do it. Louis was telling me, and I just laziness, comfortability. I don't know. I wasn't listening, and just didn't. I think it would be. I always used to think it would be harder than it was, and I just never did it, and that's sad. Do you know what? Is Match of the Day going to be on? So yeah, I'd probably change that. There's other things like I feel like anything else, like emotional things. If you changed it, other worse things had just happened to you. Does that make sense? Like if you said, "Oh, if I went back to such and such a time when I made a decision, and then didn't make that decision, something else worse would have just happened in your life." That means making that, like, is that the butterfly effect? Do you know what I mean? So I don't feel like you can change big events in your life, but just something like that where it's not really going to affect anything. If I just was a bit more clued up earlier, it would only benefit me. Do you know what I mean? What's his next question? Out of everything you can think of, never start smoking in year 7. Yeah, that's an obvious one though. I only started smoking weed in 2019, so I feel like I didn't kill myself too much with it. I probably got more productive since I started smoking weed. Although I've not had a joint. Have I? In a long time, to be honest. No, that's not true at all. Not that long, but definitely not recently. Everything you think of. Out of everything you can think of, what do you think the best way to die and what would be the best way? The worst way and the best way. Yeah, what's the worst way and the best way to die? I always think burning to death or drowning, but think drowning will be the panic while you're drowning, but at least you're not in constant pain. Oh, sorry, Jess James. Who's James Henderson? Yes, James. The pain of being on fire. Imagine being on fire to death. I think how much it hurts when you fucking touch the hob or you pick up something too hot out of the microwave. Imagine that, but burning to death. These questions. This is what goes through Alan's head. So burning to death would be the worst death. The best death. I always thought imagine you got told you had terminal cancer or something, and you just pooled all your money together, went to Vegas, had the best time ever, and then just jump. What is there any way? There must be a way of getting to the top of one of them really high hotels. I know like most of the windows are open and that, but just throwing yourself off a hotel. But then I do think, imagine you landed on someone, or you land on someone's car and they're in the car, and then you ruin their life. Because I do think if you're gonna kill yourself, don't do it in a selfish way where you ruin other people's fucking day or life. So maybe like a proper loads of time. Yeah, imagine. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like 100 sleeping tablets. Because imagine how loopy you'd go just before you died. That'd just be fucked. So maybe a what's MMA laughing at? Best way to OD on Brown. Yeah. When them smackheads die on films. Moody for a Sunday, this. We'll move off his questions in a sec. This is why I've not been eating all thing, because I can't fucking eat when I'm stoned. What am I going to make after this Enzo? That's a question. I might make a cheeseburger. I've got cheeseburgers. Or I've got stuff to make my butties tomorrow. I've got beef and I've got ham. So what I could do is just have one butty in work tomorrow instead of being a fat cunt, and have a butty tonight. I can't really proper Sunday come down chat this. Fucking hell. Yeah, right, okay. We'll get off that. What's his last question? Do you think we live in a simulation? There's another world behind the ice wall of Antarctica where the powerful people control us. So, funny enough, I was talking about this the other day because Bryce Mitchell thinks that. He thinks the same. But I don't think we live in a simulation at all in any way, shape, or form. I bet to die for tub of sweets doesn't seem bad way, to be honest. Yeah. But I just don't but I just think there's more. I think there's more than what we're being told. Like somewhere aliens have to have come to here, haven't they? We don't, but he fucking does. Somewhere aliens must have. Somewhere one country must have evidence that aliens have come, but they won't share it with the world. It has to be. It's impossible for it just to be us in the world. But anyway, so Matty Boyles asked this question. I remember writing it down. It's been weeks now. All these have been weeks. Oh, Percy, your question's next. And Frank, is it Frank Reich? He's asked me was he right to sack Frank Reich, but I feel like I already don't care about NFL anymore, so I don't know. Percy, we'll go to Percy's question. If you was given 5 years with a top level coach, nutritionist, funding, the absolute works to make it at world level, don't necessarily mean trophies and awards, but world level, what sport do you think you could achieve that in? Darts or something. Everyone get involved in this. What do you reckon's a sport that if you had 5 years of just unlimited money, all the best people to train you and everything, all the best conditions, what could you get world level in? I feel like it'd have to be not one where it demands full muscle memory. Do you know, like boxing? You can't get world level in 5 years in boxing because you need muscle memory and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like you need these kids have been doing boxing since they were like 5, 6, 7, 8. They have completely different movements to what we would ever have in 5 years. Cricket, possibly cricket. Yeah, cricket's a good shout. Oh, sent me a finger. Cricket's a good shout. Not football. Definitely not boxing. 10-pin bowling. No chance at golf. No, I don't know about golf. No, actually, can you not be massively coached at golf? If you trained 10 hours a day for 7 days at golf, do you not think you'd get good at golf? 10 hours a day, 7 days a week for 5 years, or even affording a Sunday off. You don't think you'd be good at golf? I feel like golf's not like you don't have to have a decent body to be good at golf. You can surely learn. Yeah, exactly. If you was learning golf 10 hours a day, I think you'd be fine. Do that for 5 years, you're flying. That's fine. Yeah, so I need to stop looking at my phone. I keep getting distracted by Meg sending me cute pictures of JJ playing with the TV. Darts to an extent, yeah, I think so. Because I know like people. So around the bend, I was going to call him his first. I always nearly call him by his real name when I'm on here. Round the bend, or do you know anyone know Connor Burks? He's the producer on Ariel Hawani's show. There's like two people who I know like took up darts just as like a hobby, but like actually do like put a bit of time into it. And they got good, like they can get 20s and that. Do you know what I mean? Like I couldn't get a 20 for chores, but they can get one. I think they both had 180s. And that's just like a little bit. So if you were doing 5 years with the best fingers in darts, surely darts or pool, because you need to get good. And I think repetition would make you better at things like that. Whereas, but like I said, boxing, football, rugby, these are things where people will have little movements that you'll never be able to get in 5 years because they've been doing it so long. Percy's asked this question. He's not even fucking got involved himself. He's not replied since I started doing it. He's waited weeks for this. Sports like darts or the pressure of the big stage. The pressure of the big stage at darts? What are you taking the piss? Fuck off. Oh, I've just spilt my fucking iron brute all over the couch. Bad. Bad spill. I use Meg's fucking hot water bottle to clean it. Taking it in. Like everyone gets sick throwing darts in the bedroom, but yeah, obviously it's different at Ali Pally, but 5 years, unlimited training. Surely you get good enough to compete. Hang on, is this true? There's a fella that won the lottery, bought a pool table, and now he's been selected for England. That cannot be true. How many years has been? Maybe though, yeah, maybe in pool actually. 5 years. I bet even the people who play pool don't train that much. in his shed and he ate it every throw he wanted. A lad get mine in his shed. Depends if you're a shithouse like me. I don't think. Listen, pressure's real, but if you're really good at something because you've got yourself into like a stage where you're really good, I don't know if pressure's the same sort of thing. Yeah, Google it recently. I'll Google that. Right. Next question. Mike K. Oh, it's Mike. Do you agree with Joey Barton? So I think have I not been into this so far? I can't remember if I've talked about this. It's so weird, isn't it? I feel like Barton has just like massively fucked up with the way he's rolled out his podcast and stuff. He was like someone who people who like controversial figures a little bit like me, and a lot of people who find them funny and that. I didn't think he was a sound or anything, but he was funny. He was a funny character. I didn't mind him. Like I didn't mind him when he was at City because they weren't like a rival to us. I didn't mind him when he was at QPR because like when he did that at City, it was funny. Do you know what I mean? So I think like if he'd have just come back and spoke about sort of taboo subjects, not massively taboo, but like this subject he's talking about now, he'd have been so easy to get. Remember you saying birds should have smaller goalposts, a smaller pitch? No, they should. This is MMA said. I remember you saying birds should have smaller goalposts and smaller pitch. They should. Why do you think goalkeepers are so bad? Because they're not big enough to be in them goals, full side goals, mate. To get lobbed all the time, or you can't get to shots from the side because there's no way. I don't know, Willie, mate. Big Willie style. It's just what I got given, so we don't know. We're not sure. But back to this. Of course, mate, they need to be in smaller goals. That's why one thing why the game will never prosper because the standard's going to be always that bad because they don't give themselves a chance because they're too proud to fucking. They should definitely have smaller goals. It's a fact. That's not me being weird. But with the thing Joey Barton saying, to an extent, I agree. I do agree a bit because like women commentators don't lie and say that we all like women commentators the same. If there's a single person here who says they turn on a game of football and there's a woman commentator on and it doesn't affect them in any way, they're not asked about it, it doesn't change their viewing experience, they're liars. They're liars. On the contrary, they kick a ball like a 6-year-old. Yeah, they do. They're not. It's just women's football shit. They all get chip bro. They all get lobbed. They get lobbed where they jump for the ball. It's not like to lob a woman goalkeeper. Do you know how like to lob an English goalkeeper, a male goalkeeper? Usually they need to be off the line and you lob them. These get lobbed on the line. They just can't reach the ball. It just goes over their head. I get what they're saying. I imagine, right? So I said that. I don't know if I said this on this or if I just said it to someone. Imagine you get to it's the Champions League final, yeah, being played in wherever, and the coverage is whoever. It doesn't need to be someone important who does the actual hosting, whatever the presenter, because they do stuff that ex-footballers can't do. This is where you have to be trained in media to be that role. I know a lot of people like Gary Lineker have managed to excel in it and that, but generally it doesn't have to be someone who's been an ex-footballer to be in that role. But then let's say Champions League final. So you have to realistically, it'd have to be Champions League final winners for it to make sense. So you've got Omri, Gerrard, or Omri, Roy Keane, and then Marvin Sordell. Marvin Sordell just sat at the end of the table, just talking about the Champions League final. And you just think, hang on, so that's the equivalent of these women footballers sitting at the end. Marvin Sordell was an okay prospect when he at Watford. Went and did okay in the Championship. Not one woman footballer could get a game in the Championship. Fact. So why are they in the top level of punditry in the men's game? They shouldn't be. So that's what a lot of us agree. A lot of people agree with. A lot of people don't agree with it because they're like uber like, no, it has to be fair and stuff. When it's in actual fact, it doesn't have to be. So a lot of people will disagree, but a lot of people would agree. And if Joey Barton had just been normal, if he'd just been fucking. That was just the first person that came to me. Honestly, Dave, then I was because I've said it before and I said Liam Rossini, and I thought I'm not going to repeat it again in case I've said Liam Rossini. I can't remember if I said it to someone speaking in person. I think I did. I think I was speaking in work, or if I said it on here. I don't want to repeat the same player. So Marvin Sordell just came to my head. But yeah, if that Joey Barton hadn't come out with a message so weirdly, and a week after doing that car crash, horrendous, terrible interview with James English, where he fucking basically downplays the fact that his brother killed someone for being black with an axe, I think it was. Like he said, did he say I lost my brother for 18 years because of a little fight? It wasn't a little fight, mate. Do you know what I mean? Your brother killed a black lad with an axe because he was black. So if he hadn't gone someone said to me as well, oh, his PR team must have been fucking stressing after the James English team. This is not me mocking them because there's someone who I knew, but they said, it was someone on Twitter who they said his PR team must be stressing. Do you think Joey Barton's got a PR team? Do you think all this would have happened if he had a PR team? All he had to do was come back into the Twitter space, come back into the social media. That was it, because of a scrap. Yeah, is he taking the piss? So the thing was, my brother lost 17 years of his life because of a scrap. So if he'd have just come back, never done a 4.5 hour sit down with James English, right, where he gets himself in knots and everything, and just come back to Twitter and Instagram or whatever as like, I used to be a controversial footballer. Now I'm going to talk about controversial topics. Here's me talking about women in football. Half the nation would be on, not half the nation, but a lot of half the footballing world would probably have took him on, got behind him. Not necessarily got behind him to the extent where they're like, yeah, fucking get all the women out of football like he is. But probably been interested in listening to what he said. He's basically harassed and fucking like, not salt, is it? But like harassed female presenters now for 2 weeks, constantly tweeting them over and over and over and over again when they're not replying to him, DMing them and stuff. So that's weird. And then he's like, that's all happened the week before he started all this with the fucking James English thing. So it's like impossible for me. I find myself like the Stone Island lads who, like I said, I think I said, they like to pretend they want to, all these people, yeah, Stone Island lads who go to the football, who pretend they want to fight, they pretend they like the fight of football, but they've never had a fight. They've been the 48-year-old, been going football since they were 17, pretend they love a scrap at the football, yet to have a scrap at the football, right? But those will probably still all jump on it with him a bit. More who, to me, I would say I'm a rational thinker when it comes to like, sometimes I will throw my weight behind and be on I can be on the wrong side of things, definitely, because I throw my weight behind the wrong thing sometimes, but I feel like I'm rational. I'll never just jump on something. They'd all spark you, fella. Okay, mate, but they probably wouldn't because they're all shit bags. So, you've took me off topic now, and this was like was really deep into a good thing here. But yeah, rational people like me would have probably jumped in on Barton's side, and now I can't because he's just rolled it out so weirdly. So I kind of agree with Barton in terms of what he's trying to say, but no, he's that weird, and he's gone about that weird that it's impossible to really agree with him and back him and join the fight with him. And he's just going about it all so weird. Why is he hashtagging so much and shit like that? He fucking hashtags full sentences, mate. He's a fucking weird guy. I never used to think he was that weird either. I used to think he was kind of all right. Controversial, but all right. Right, anyway, it's been an hour and 22 minutes, and I know I said I was going to go for an hour and a half, but I want to eat some food, and then I've got to be up at 5 a.m. for work, and then I've got to do all the editing on this and that. So this has been good, and I've actually got to the end of the questions. Other than Matty's that we didn't really do because I don't know anything about NFL anymore, and Matthew again, who we've not quite finished. He's tweeting like that without the vaccine talk. Yeah, just trolling Joey Barton's bang on. I won't say bang on. Right, anyway, been a pleasure. This was one of my favourite live chats. I'm definitely not as stoned as I was an hour and 20 minutes ago either. Shall I go and have another? Or shall I chill? No, because if I have another now, I'm up again for another 3 hours until I just don't have one, but I've got work. I've got to be up for work at 5. This is going to make me knackered tomorrow. I still need a big sleep because I've not had a big sleep yet. My 3 hour nap today is still not enough because I only got 3 hours sleep last night. You're off for another. I think I'm just going to make some easy scram and then call it a day and go to bed because then I will fall asleep because I am knackered. Right, anyway, everyone. So, Tuesday, let me just tell you this. This is my new thing. Me and John, we're going to be doing a podcast on Tuesday. But to start it, on Tuesday, we're watching. So he's an Everton fan, obviously. I'm a Liverpool fan. We're watching Everton's quarter final as a watch along with me and him. And he's proper sound, so it'll be good. So that's the first sort of episode of our new Tuesday thing. Then every Tuesday it's gonna be basically me and him chatting for an hour on a Tuesday about. We've got a little producer and everything who's gonna do all the sound, visuals, all that shit. And it would be us chatting and just. I feel like it's good to chat with someone on these. So yeah, chat about boxing, football, everything, not just based on anything. It's just gonna be a general topic podcast with me and him every Tuesday. But yeah, this Tuesday, a watch along watching the Everton game. And I think Fulham are going to do them. So imagine how good that's going to be. Well, he's crushed because it's his fucking biggest game ever. And I'm going to be terrorising him. But yeah, I enjoyed this one, Dave, as well. Maybe once a month we need to do a stoned one because they're just less serious, aren't they? Right, but I am going. Bye, everyone. End stream. What happened to